Hello. In this week's Torah portion, Tisa, Moses pleads before God on behalf of Israel after they revert to idolatry by building and worshipping the golden calf. Moses uses a remarkable series of 10 arguments to influence the Almighty. Let's review them together. But first, the text of the Torah. Quote, "And the Lord said to Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, they are a stiff-necked people. Now leave me alone, and my anger will be kindled against them, so that I will annihilate them, and I will make you into a great nation." Moses pleaded before the Lord his God and said, "Why, O Lord, should your anger be kindled against your people, whom you have brought up from the land of Egypt with great power and with a strong hand? Why should the Egyptians say, He brought them out with evil intents to kill them in the mountains and to annihilate them from upon the face of the earth? Retreat from the heat of your anger and reconsider the evil intended for your people. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, your servants, to whom you swore by your very self, and to whom you said, I will multiply your seed like the stars of the heavens. And all this land which I said that I would give to your seeds, they shall keep it as their possession forever." The Lord then reconsidered the evil that he had said he would do to his people. It came to pass on the next day that Moses said to the people, "You have committed a grave sin, and now I will go up to the Lord. Perhaps I will obtain atonement for your sin." And Moses returned to the Lord and said, "Please, this people has committed a grave sin. They have made themselves a god of gold. And now if you forgive their sin, well and good. But if not, erase me now from your book, which you have written." And the Lord said to Moses, "Whoever has sinned against me, him I will erase from my book. And now go, lead the people to the place of which I have spoken to you. Behold, my angel will go before you. But on the day I make an accounting of sins upon them, I will bring their sin to account against them." Then the Lord struck the people with a plague, because they had made the calf that Aaron had made. Unquote. Here are the 10 arguments Moses used. First, don't destroy your possession. Israel is yours. If you destroy them, it's your loss. Second, don't abandon your plan. You worked hard to get them out of Egypt to fulfill your plan, and you're letting it all go to waste? Don't you want your plan to come to fruition? Third, note that not all Israel worshipped the golden calf. Sforno, the Italian commentator, considers this the only convincing meaning of Moses asking God, "Why are you angry?" Fourth, don't be angry just because Israel wanted to make your job easier. The Midrash explains, quote, "When Israel committed that act, Moses arose to appease God and said, 'Lord of the universe, they have given you an assistant, and you're annoyed with them? Why, this calf which they have made will be your assistant. You will cause the sun to rise, while it will cause the moon to rise. You will look after the stars, and it will see to the constellations. You will cause the dew to descend, and it will cause the winds to blow. You will make the rains come down, while it will be responsible for the growth of plants.' God said to him, 'Moses, you err as they do, for there is nothing real in it.' Moses replied, 'If so, why are you angry with your people?'" Unquote. Fifth, I absolve you of your vow. Again, the Midrash explains, Moses absolved the Creator of his vow. When Israel made the calf, Moses began to persuade God to forgive them. But God said, "Moses, I have already taken an oath that, quote, 'he who sacrifices to the gods shall be destroyed.'" That's from Exodus. "And I cannot retract an oath which has proceeded from my mouth." Moses said, "Master of the universe, did you not grant me the power of annulment of oaths?" That's in Numbers. "If a jurist desires that others should respect his laws, he must be the first to observe them. Since you have commanded me concerning the annulment of vows, it is only right and proper that you should follow this procedure yourself." Whereupon Moses wrapped himself in his talit and seated himself in the posture of a rabbinical judge, and God stood before him as one asking for the annulment of his vow. What did Moses say to him? A most difficult thing. Rabbi Yochanan said the difficult thing he said was, "Do you now regret your vow?" God replied, "I regret now the evil which I said I would do unto my people." When Moses heard this, he proclaimed, "Be it absolved for you, be it absolved for you. There is neither vow nor oath any longer." Unquote. Sixth, worry about your image. What will the Egyptians say? Do you really want them to laugh at you when your plan comes to nothing? This would diminish your stature. Seventh, keep your promises. You promised the patriarchs they will have descendants and lands. Does your promise count for nothing? The Midrash elaborates, quote, God spoke thus, Master of the universe, do the dead live in the world to come? God said, Moses, have you become a heretic? But Moses answered, if the dead are not brought to life in the world to come, then you are free to do all that you intend. But if they be alive, what will you say to the patriarchs when they will arise and seek from you fulfillment of the promise which you have made them? What answer will you give them? For did you not promise them that you would increase their children as the stars of heaven? And now you want to destroy them? Unquote. Eighth, you yourself caused Israel to sin. The Talmud explains, quote, they said in the school of Rabbi Yanai, thus spoke Moses before the Holy One, blessed be he. Sovereign of the universe, the silver and gold that you showered on Israel was what led them to make the calf. Rabbi Hiya ben Abba said, it is like the case of a man who had a son. He bathed him and anointed him and gave him plenty to eat and drink and hung a purse around his neck and set him down at the door of a brothel. How could the boy help sinning? Unquote. Ninth, I'm angry too. Here Moses is co-opting. The Midrash explains, quote, what did Moses do? He went up to God and said, this people has sinned a great sin. When God saw this, he said to him, Moses, you too are angry with them? We cannot both be angry. When you see me pour hot water, you pour cold. And when you see me pour cold, you pour hot. Unquote. Tenth and last, don't take me for granted. If you don't forgive them, I quit. Pull my name out of the Torah. I don't want to be associated with failure. Sforno's understanding is that Moses meant to say, take my merits away from me and credit Israel with them. But God said, good deeds do not erase sins. I will reward the first and punish the second, if there is no repentance. The Talmud says, En mitzvah mehabbe avera. A mitzvah does not extinguish a transgression. In the end, it worked. God not only did not destroy Israel, but he restored them to chosen status. However, God did mete out some punishments. First, God sends an angel with Israel rather than his divine presence itself. And second, Israel was hit with a plague. Several possible insights emerge from this episode. First, God does not control people. We truly have free will. Second, God does not seem to know the future. There would be no need for God to be angry or pleased if he knew exactly what was going to happen. However, God has some control over events. If one way does not work, he tries another. For example, Esther hesitates before risking her life by going to the king to try to save the Jews. So Mordechai tells her, do not think that in the king's palace you will escape, any more than all the other Jews. For if you remain silent at this time, then relief and deliverance will arise to the Jews from some other place. But you and your father's house shall be destroyed. And who knows whether you have not come to the kingdom for such a time as this. Unquote. Third, God can be influenced by prayer. Jewish prayer can be bold, challenging to God, confrontational even, in the manner of Tevye in Fiddler on the Roof. It does not simply ask, but argues. It tries to convince God that we are worthy to receive what we ask. There is no floor mat worship. A Yiddish proverb says, if God lived on earth, all his windows would be broken. It is fit to conclude that for one who was slow of tongue, Moses was a master lawyer. Shabbat Shalom.